Can you hear me, Dom?
I got you loud and clear, my man. We're ready to rock and roll. Here he is. Back on a Tuesday morning. I don't know. Can we do an on-air production meeting? Can we do these kind of regularly on Tuesdays? Are you good at 10:30, Jason Kemp? Will that work for you?
I can hop in. I can't promise you what's gonna happen. We just had a fire alarm over here at NSIC, so I hope that means we're gonna be on fire tonight. That's what I'm hoping.
See, he's ready to rock and roll. First, congratulations on first head coaching win over the weekend. Tell me what that was like Friday night after picking up the win on Friday.
Well, after our week in Kansas, the weekend before, I put myself on the hot seat. But we were able to rectify some things and play really, really well. It really kind of galvanized my thought, and that I think we have a lot of talent in our program. I think it's about blending the new with the old and eliminating some old habits to get these guys on the same page. And they did their best to flip the switch and play well last week. So I'm excited.
Well, you didn't ease into the schedule who you played. I mean, Washburn's really good. Pitt State's really good. Describe what that level of competition did for your team.
Yeah, well, I think Coach Berge built that schedule around, being in that upper echelon and having a top 5 team in the country. And so that's all credit to him. Now we got to trudge through that thing. And to be honest, I couldn't be more pleased with how our guys have handled it. We had our struggles in Kansas, but, coming back and having a crack at another top 25 team, I think it's proof positive that they feel like they're good enough to be a top 25 team. And to be able to get that win was really good for our spirit.
How did you celebrate that one on Friday night?
Well, so the typical water bath with the water bottles, that was fine, but Rod Payne emptied out the Gatorade container on our new locker room floor. So there was some maintenance going on in the locker room after the game. We got it back where it needs to be.
What color Gatorade? You remember?
I don't even know. All I know is I got waterboarded. Couldn't breathe.
Oh, man. So you got a couple in your back pocket, and now here you go. It's right into conference play. Basically, you just started the season. You're playing a league opponent. How much does that change? Or is like, you know what? It's just the next opponent. This happens to count differently because it's a league game tonight.
Yeah, I've tried to get them to wrap their mind around the idea that every game in conference play is going to feel like Washburn and Pitt State. Regardless of who we're playing, everybody knows everybody's tendencies. Everybody their level of physicality is gonna be so much higher. And so I'm trying to get them to understand that. It's one of the reasons why I brought Coach Walthall in yesterday to talk to the team, is that I like who has a better understanding of the level of intensity that you have to play at to be able to win night in and night out in the NSIC.
I have to ask you about what Dom Gooden did. 43 points off the bench. Is that just crazy? Like, hey, we got to start you now after what he did on Friday for you?
Yeah, well, my big pitch to him was, when we recruited him was, I want to get you back to the player you were at junior college, which he was an elite scorer. And in one of the best junior college leagues in the country in Florida, D1 JUCO in Florida. And so that was always the goal. I think he had to figure out how to do it in an efficient way, and he was 12 for 16 from the field. That I think is, if he can just grasp a little bit of that and be consistent with it night in and night out, he's going to have a phenomenal year for us.
It was just finding confidence. Was it just finding his confidence again? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, for sure. He went to Northern Illinois. They didn't have a great year last year, but he was injured. He played 3 games and got hurt. And so like his confidence, his ability to come in and night out, he just had to grasp that again. And he's starting to get it for sure. He's going to have a great year for us. I bring him off the bench right now. Part of that is just his ability to score the basketball, but also with Eddie Beninga out, we've got to have some more ball handling off the bench. So it kind of platoon him and Issa.
How has Issa looked here through his first few college games?
Issa's looked like a freshman, a very talented freshman. And there's a learning curve there. And one of the things I've promised myself with both him and Sam Hondel is that I'm gonna 100% trust those guys, even in moments where they look like freshmen. They've just got to get more experience. Scott Hondel, his dad, said that he was talking to Sam's mom in the crowd, and Sam made like two or three bad plays in a row, and he was like, "Oh, he's gonna take him out. He's gonna take him out." Um, and I told them after the game, "I'm not gonna take him out. I'm probably gonna yell at him, but I'm not gonna take him out. I'm gonna let him play through it. I trust what he does." And so that's the same thing with Issa. We're gonna let those guys play.
I saw Sam had a move on Friday going to the basket. Like, all right, that's why you like this kid so much out of Albany High School. He was able to cut to the basket through three guys and score.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you got to weigh both of that. He's going to have a couple plays like you mentioned and then do a play like that.
Yeah, yeah. Those things are going to show up, but the beauty of it is they have some very good examples of guys that have been doing this for 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
of how to do things the right way all the time. And so that's where you can just let them have a little bit of a longer leash and play through it and let their talent speak.
How about for you as well, getting under your feet under you being a head coach? What have you learned through the first few games? Like, okay, I got to adjust this. Have you done that? Evaluated yourself on a game by game basis or not yet?
Every game is an evolution for me, for
Yeah.
sure. I certainly have had some moments where, I've thought about, a timeout. I've thought about, the coach from Black Hill State, who's a phenomenal coach. He's been to a Final Four. He actually challenged a call in the game and didn't get it. And the lead official walked over to me and I said, "That's why I don't do that. I'm too nervous." Like it's gonna be a process for me to get super comfortable in my own skin. But
Yeah.
I do know that from a decision making standpoint, I'm gonna continue to try to be rigid and confident in what I'm doing for sure.
What have you noticed? Like, okay, maybe from game one to game four, like, all right, I would have done that the first game that I didn't do it this time around. Anything come to mind?
Um, you know, uh, Probably I'd say the only thing is, and I could learn this from, and I talk with Coach Richmond a lot. I talk with Tim Polasek a lot. I talk with Lockway a lot. Really leaning into your offensive and defensive principles
Mm.
and base offense and base defense, but also as a coach, having things ready for when it's not working. It's I guess as a first-time head coach, you get your plan in and you feel like there's no way anybody's going to stop this, but just being able to change courses quickly throughout the game, I think that's somewhere where I've grown a little bit here.
I know you mentioned to me over the summer about the alumni wall, I saw it yesterday. You mentioned it on social media that the Chad was by. Why was that important to have something like this with your program, and how has that been embraced by your former players?
Yeah, and I think people forget most people in the Fargo Moorhead area remember me from NDSU,
NDSU.
but there would have been no NDSU without MSUM first. And so I was here in 2004, 2005. And I remember all the names of Dave Shelhaas and Brett Beeson and all the way through Chris Anderson that was here when I was here and Blake Strouth. And so and then all the Walthall years that I wasn't here, there's been a lot of great things and great people and great players at this school that deserve to be celebrated. And if you celebrate them appropriately, they'll want to be involved with what's going on currently. And I just felt that it was so important to get those guys back involved. We had a golf outing this summer and we had about 50 basketball players and also people from the community. But to be able to grow that, like I want to have 75 to 100
Mm.
next year. And it's not all about just having a 1 day celebration on Alumni Day every year. It's more about bringing them back into the program. So my idea was that if we put a wall up and we have everybody sign it, you never leave the locker room.
Mm.
You're always a player in our program. And so that was my whole goal there. Yeah.
How's that been embraced so far? Looks like it's gone over really well.
Yeah, they like it. Like anytime anybody's in town, we get the Go team over with John Webb
Yep.
King, and they do a video or take some pictures, and we put it out there on social media. I've encouraged all of our alums to get back and sign and be a part of what we do for a day and watch practice. So I think they've really liked it.
Now, Thanksgiving goes hand in hand with football, but it also is college basketball. And from all your time, I know you've went all over the place. Can you give me like the wackiest place you spent for a holiday tournament that comes to mind?
Well, we played at Ohio University. We played in the Diamond Head Classic.
Ah,
I guess that wasn't wacky. It was actually paradise. But Saul would tell you if you can, in between rounds of golf right now in Raleigh, North Carolina, he would tell you the flight back, I thought it was over. We,
oh no.
we flew right through a storm.
Oh
It was
boy.
the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced. I was like, yeah, this is gonna ruin Christmas for everybody. But we luckily we made it.
Oh,
We're still here, we're still alive. But
yeah.
yeah, that was a bad flight back. So,
Is there
uh,
one like a spot you went
and
to like what
I
are we
will say
doing
this
here?
too. At that tournament, how about this? So, just by chance, we ended up playing George Washington in the first game. We beat DePaul in the second game, and so our last game was against Nebraska
Oh
in my.
yes. Yeah.
That was a fun day. That was a fun day.
Was there one or like what town are we in? Is there one that like comes to mind either when you were with the Bison or Ohio or wherever? Like, what are we doing here?
Um, man, I don't think at Christmas or Thanksgiving. We've
Yeah.
always got some pretty nice places.
Well, I say
Like,
Minnesota. You went to like Orlando, right? You're
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good
yeah. We were
there.
in Orlando. That didn't go very well. But yeah, we've been to some pretty. We've been fortunate to go to like nice places on all our trips.
My last
Saul's deal was he just wanted to go somewhere warm
where
all
you
the
could
time.
golf. Yeah. Last thing for you, bud. I'm interested in your thoughts on this from your experience, and especially in high major basketball, because the Players Era Festival's going on in Vegas, where that's a deal now where the players are being directly played. Hey, come, your team, bring here. You're gonna. Is that the new wave of what we're gonna see now in high major basketball?
Yeah, I was talking to good friends with Nate Oates from Alabama, so I was talking to him the other night after they beat Illinois. And it just doesn't, it's amazing how the structure of college basketball has moved all those teams together.
Mm,
And it's kind of shifted everybody else away where, the mid-major teams have like one or two opportunities to play against teams like that because they're all just beating each other up in the
correct.
preseason. So scheduling is a challenge. Like, I was in mid-major basketball for about 20 years, 16 years, 16 of my 20 years. We would regularly, before we played in conference play 5 to 6 high majors. That's impossible because they all play in these tournaments that provide NIL money for their
Mm,
programs. So it's just a different era of college basketball. It's changing so much. Some for the good, some for the
yeah,
worse, but just like anything, everything evolves.
it's just different to see it, man. It's great to see you. Look forward to doing this throughout the year. Good luck tonight, bud, and have a great holiday. Okay.
Thank you. You too. Don't eat too much
I'm
turkey.
going to try my best there. Thanks, bud. There he goes. Jason Kemp joining us, MSU men's basketball head coach. Dragons got Crookston tonight to open up NSIC play. The Dragon women with Carla Nelson. We'll get Carla on soon because it's been way too long since we've had her on the show. Doubleheader over at NEMSIC going on tonight. We'll take our final break. We come back. We'll give our poll results, the much anticipated pumpkin pie poll results. Say that 3 times fast. And we'll get you ready for a fun Sports Tuesday. Hot mic on a snowy one. We'll wrap after this.